have you here. This is going to be a space to celebrate. And we invite you to turn on your cameras if you are comfortable with doing so we can have a more warm ambience, even though we're our physical distance. It's really great to see all of you, so many people from all over the world, different territories. We're going to have some presentations and some slideshows, and we're going to have some music. And we're up for some special times, and we're going to interact between each other. We can write in the chat and use the reactions, everything that we can do to feel more connected and more than just being here on screen. And with no more ado, we're going to have a slideshow. We're going to show you some pictures of the successes from this year, and we're going to have some materials to show you and music to close so we can move a little bit. And we will be finishing up in about an hour and 15 minutes. I wanted to verify that you can hear the translation in English. Please thumb up if you can hear the translation. Excellent. They're telling me that they can hear, Berta. And we have an awesome technical team that is looking at the chat, and you can totally write there if you need more support from the tech. And with no more ado, let's begin.
أولف شققاخ وكماس نشاخوخ riqaq en los suelos y los cielos ucumas danza agua y fuego, danza el árbol con el viento, espiral de tiempo. De la raíz de la tierra crecen los versos que entintan esperanza. La abuela Ishmucanete, que melodías al alma, sin color ni distinción, los pueblos bailan y cantan. Somos viento, somos sol, y sueños multicolor, somos este norte, sur y oeste. Somos historia, lienzo y canción, escribimos en distancias ni fronteras, libertad a libertad, mano a mano, voz a voz, corazón. Somos viento, somos sol y sueños multicolor, somos este norte, sur y oeste. Somos viento, somos sol, tejidos multicolor, somos este norte, sur y oeste. Sol y sueños multicolor, somos este norte, sur y oeste. Somos viento, somos sol, tejidos multicolor, somos este norte, sur y oeste.
It said the end, but it's really not the end. It's just the beginning. It's the beginning not only of the work that has been happening for the last 42 years of labor and love, but seeds for new projects. And it's the beginning of this presentation because something that was really special and missing was part of the Mesa 3 territorial that was really special for me this year, because it's the first table that we've done Mesa 3 territorial this year. And this is a solidarity virtual space that was made to create a cohort between leaders who fight for immigration justice, indigenous, environmental justice, and more, not only in Guatemala, but in the US, but to be able to know each other and to exchange knowledge, and to do so with a base by financing projects that you'll be able to see today. And we'll only be able to present 4 of the new projects, but unfortunately, but soon we'll be sharing in our social media all the projects, and we'll do so in an event in 2023, so you can see all of the projects. And here we go with the first project, agricultural and finance. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's a pleasure to say hello. And we want to bring this topic of conscientization of these chains. And as I was saying, the tables have been held during all these months. This cooperative is dedicated to the commercialization of coffee and to improve the quality. This coffee, the coffee is brought here to this cooperative, and it's processed and it's commercialized in different processes. This cooperative have different places to sell, markets. It gets toasted and packaged, and through this cooperative, a coffee shop was created, and there we have our comrades, baristas, who serve hot coffee and cold coffees and desserts. And through that, we have demonstrated our producers in the local place who consume coffee, how we can manage, and how the good management of this cooperative. And it's reflected in the really great cup of coffee. In this cooperative has services to toast, so new producers can join and serve, so they can also consume the product, because before, the culture that they had here was to toast the coffee on the comal, but through new technology, new services are being managed in different types of toastings and varieties from dark, light, medium, strong. It's a base to show our gratitude, sincere gratitude.
NISGUA por permitirnos mostrar a través de la pintura y el mural que se realizó, lo que nosotros trabajamos, ¿verdad?, en toda la cadena de valor del café. Muy agradecidos, y también fue un gusto compartir con todos los compañeros y las luchas que hacen desde sus colectivos. Muy agradecidos, y fue un gusto. Esperamos volver a vernos pronto. Muchas gracias.
Es extraño no poder escuchar los aplausos de todos, pero sabemos que ahí están. Y me alegra que justamente va entrando Vivian de Tinamit.
We're going to have some space after each presentation, so we can have some time for question and answer, about 5 minutes for all participants. Miriam, I'll give you 30 seconds so you can do a quick introduction. And if anyone has questions for Miriam, you can lift your hand and have time to. Hello, good evening. A pleasure to everyone. I'm really excited to have seen the video. and to know that our video was one of the chosen ones for the presentation. It's been a pleasure to work with NISGUA and how it's reflected from the seed to the cup of coffee. And if you have any questions, and I'm here to answer any questions you might have. And I'm excited to see all the other projects that was worked. Thank you. See now, is there a way to buy and order your coffee in the United States? Yes, our coffee is also commercialized through San Francisco Bay. It's in San Francisco, California, and you can find our coffee there since it's exported. Do you have the name of a company or online website that we can share? We don't have a website yet. Maybe at the end, you can send us the information and I will send it to everyone so that they can find the coffee and order it that way. We have another question. How is the process to decide what you would include on the mural? We had the intention since a long time to show our people and the people who visit us, to show them the seed of the coffee, because as a cooperative, we manage the whole process with the coffee from the whole seed to the cup of coffee. We plant it, we process it, toast it, and we sell it in a cup of coffee. And throughout all the processes, we sell the coffee, and it's a good way to show and demonstrate how we manage coffee. And from there is where the idea was started. And I'm going to unite both of these questions. What's the future of this project? And secondly, do you have social media so we can support? And I see someone included a link. So if you can answer that question about how do you see the future of this project that you're doing? For now, we are managing the murals, the topic of the murals, and our intention is to demonstrate with our murals other processes that we also manage. And we want to do more creative things so our visitors can become excited to see what's reflected through a picture, because it is not common that everyone can see the whole process that is done, including a mural. And we hope that you continue trusting us so we can continue working in this project. Thank you. Thank you, Vivian, and thank you so much to everyone for all your questions. And the next project for Mesa 3 Territorial will be presented through a video, Women in Resistance de Guatemala. This project had as an object to create and reinforce a network of women that fight for social justice in their communities. And we're in Tongva land. We continue to be activist women's to have a community and for justice and dignification. Thank you very much to the comrades from Guatemala. And I'd like to invite Magda and Diana, who are here with us tonight, to participate in this space of dialogue. We have about 5 to 6 minutes for questions and answers. So let's do it again. Ask your questions on the chat, and you can also lift your hand by going to the reaction button and click there. Thank you, Macy, for adding the website that was launched as part of this project on the chat box. Any questions? I know that there's 63 people here. I know more than one person might have a question. Hi, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you. If there aren't any questions, I do want to say that we're here in Los Angeles, and we're forging a new work, which is to expand the network of activist women and creating a space for voicing. And if there are any questions, we're here. There are 2 questions that were shared while you were speaking. First one is, what is something that you learned or that was shared in Mesa 3 territorial? Excellent point. One thing that was shared really was the values and the necessity of network that exist here and in Guatemala, in network of fighters for defending social fights. And something that stayed with me was the work of finding goals, and finding collaborations by getting to know each other mostly. And there's a space here that we're barely starting now, that we are starting with rains, sand from the beach, and it's a space that it's starting. And so we appreciate the support and solidarity that we saw in Mesa 3 territorial and from this organization, NISA. If you want to add something, yes, well, also, I think there's a necessity to connect with the people that are in Guatemala, that fight has always needs to be trans-territorial. Thank you very much. Let's have the next question. If you could make a comment about what other organizations have you been able to connect and forge those new relationships? Diana, in your experience you had going to Guatemala, would you like to make a comment? Yes, we had an opportunity to connect with some comrades in Guatemala, and they're using popular education to educate girls and women, indigenous girls and women, about their bodies and how they can take care of themselves. And something that was really clear was how we learn the different forms of learning of how feminism exists and how the different ways of existing, and that was something really important. Thank you, Diana. Thank you very much, Diana. We think we have time for one more question. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Guatemala. Definitely, we know you have social media, and we're going to be able to share it now on the chat or later. We're going to be following up about this celebration with an email with all the ways to connect with all the participants. So the ways of how you can continue forging those relationships, with which is our purpose, which is what we're doing now. I think we could say tonight, we're here in a trans-territorial cohort. Let's stretch and feel a little bit of energy. Let's revitalize, and let's invite our camera, Rebeca, who has a presentation for us. Hello. My name is Rebeca Lane. I'm really thankful to be able to be here in the final part of the process of this cohort that I've been part of, trans-territorial, and I'm going to be sharing some music with this reflection that's added and that we've heard and that you'll see tonight. And this song is called If I Could Stay.
Es una canción que saqué hace aproximadamente un año y que precisamente habla acerca de la migración. Muchas veces la gente de nuestro territorio va hacia el norte buscando otras oportunidades diferentes a lo que tenemos en este territorio, y muchas veces no se conoce ni se reconoce cuáles son estas razones aquí. Así que una canción acerca de este tema, porque lamentablemente las personas que están migrando en toda Centroamérica hacia el norte muchas veces se encuentran muerte, muchas veces se encuentra cárcel, militarización, y realmente hacen un proceso que debiese ser natural y un proceso que debiera tratarse con humanidad, un proceso en el que se sufre mucho. Así que esta canción, si yo pudiera quedarme, con mucho amor para todas las personas que han tenido que abandonar este territorio en busca de otras oportunidades para vivir, para ser, para buscar el bienestar. Se secaron las siembras, llegaron huracanes, la palma africana erosiona la tierra de nuestros hogares, los recursos escasos, explosión de volcanes, igual que las minas que ocupan sagrados lugares. La violencia y su indiferencia me obligan a buscar la permanencia en otro lugar donde hay más conciencia y no niegan trabajo por mi apariencia. Militares, pobreza extrema, mis documentos son un problema, no puedo entrar en ningún esquema social si la sociedad me quema. Sin salario, siendo de un barrio y con mi familia sin lo necesario, me obliga a ver lo que vieron varios que cruzan muros por tener algo, que cruzan desiertos por tener algo, que cruzan ríos por tener algo. No existe frontera más grande que mis sueños. Lo hacemos por darle un futuro a los más pequeños. No existe bandera que del mundo sean dueños. El planeta es de todas y todo lo que lo habitemos. Y si yo pudiera quedarme quizá hoy no fuera migrante. Mis pasos llenos de esperanza merezco un futuro brillante. Y si yo pudiera quedarme quizá hoy no fuera migrante. No merezco muerte o cárcel por buscar oportunidades. Y si yo pudiera quedarme quizá hoy no fuera migrante. Mis pasos llenos de esperanza merezco un futuro brillante. Y si yo pudiera quedarme quizá hoy no fuera migrante. No merezco muerte o cárcel por buscar oportunidades. Esta siguiente canción que les voy a interpretar se llama Kishampe y es una colaboración con Sara Curruchich. Ahora la voy a cantar solamente yo, pero es una canción que hicimos precisamente hablando acerca de los procesos de emancipación en Abya Yala, de esos pueblos que se están levantando y cómo a través de estos levantamientos estamos transformando la historia como la conocemos y estamos tejiendo nuevas historias de resistencia como lo hemos hecho durante estas semanas, estos meses aquí en la mesa transterritorial. Renaceremos desde las cenizas, somos el fuego que quema la historia, crecemos alto como la milpa y nuestros hilos tejen la memoria. Renaceremos desde la ceniza, somos el fuego que quema la historia, crecemos alto como la milpa y nuestros hilos tejen la memoria. Nos han querido exterminar, nos quitaron la tierra, nos han querido dominar, nos hicieron la guerra para obligarnos a callar, cortaron nuestra lengua, pero crecemos como flores en la primavera. Nos tomamos las calles porque son nuestras, de Piñera, ni Maduro, ni de Ortega. Sus falsas democracias van para la hoguera porque el pueblo no perdona a nuestros muertos, nuestras muertas. Ni sus militares, ni sus policías podrán cuidarlos de esta furia colectiva. Ni sus militares, ni sus policías podrán cuidarlos de esta furia colectiva. Renaceremos desde la ceniza, somos el fuego que quema la historia, crecemos alto como la milpa y nuestros hilos tejen la memoria. Renaceremos desde la ceniza, somos el fuego que quema la historia, crecemos alto como la milpa y nuestros hilos tejen la memoria. Somos poesía, somos resistencia, somos el sueño de abuelos y abuelas. Ya nadie cree en las mentiras de la prensa, no nos podrán callar con toda su violencia. Renaceremos desde las cenizas, somos el fuego que quema la historia, crecemos alto como la milpa y nuestros hilos tejen la memoria. Renaceremos desde la ceniza, somos el fuego que quema la historia, crecemos alto como la milpa y nuestros hilos tejen la memoria. Muchas gracias desde Guatemala y Shimuleu, Rebeca Lane compartiendo la palabra con ustedes.
It'd be nice to have everybody unmute and hear the applause, but art and music really canalizes for everyone, everything that we might have be carrying. I'm going to pass it to a comrade of a lot of years. I'll let her introduce herself, Bridget.
Te paso la palabra.
Gracias, Frank. Saludos a todos y todas y todos. Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you here tonight with family. I'm Bridget, as Frank said. My pronouns are she or they, and I use visual descriptions as part of a commitment to disability justice. So I'm a biracial, white passing woman with light brown hair, glasses with clear frames, and I'm wearing a green corduroy jumpsuit. I'm calling from occupied Lishan Ohlone territory, Kuching, also known as Oakland, California, and on Turtle Island. And I was a staff member with NISGUA for 15 years before joining Grassroots Global Justice, where I work currently, and I am a current member of the NISGUA board. And it's amazing to be here with family tonight. And I don't know about you all, but the power of what was happening tonight already inspired me as I was like checking out what we were gonna be talking about, and as hearing the words of people who presented today, I made an additional donation to NISGUA today. So if you made a donation to NISGUA today or tonight, or as you were getting ready for today's event, or if you are feeling inspired by what you've heard about NISGUA's work to make a donation, please make some noise in the chat. Give me some emojis. I see some emojis. At last count, the fundraising had reached $5,588 for tonight. The goal is $8,000. I'm like, we can do this, people. It is a fundraiser. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how our money can help us live into our values, and how we can heal and how we can actually heal our relationship to money in a capitalist system. All of us in this NISGUA family are here tonight as part of a radical lineage of internationalism. And we're here because we believe in solidarity, we believe in mutuality, we believe in horizontal relationships. And we also believe our movements must include right relationship with other peoples, other territories, and other diasporas. We know that internationalism is an opportunity to keep us accountable in those relationships. NISGUA helps us do that. And we know that internationalism fortifies our local movements by connecting us with tools, tactics, strategies of other movements, and help us collectively build shared strategy. We all have a stake in what we are fighting. We are fighting a vicious capitalist system that is driving an economy of harm, driving an economy of death, a system that sees money and resources only in service of profit. And so as we engage in principled struggle with each other and build together, I ask all of us, what do we think our right relationship to money should be? And as a resource mobilizer, as somebody who organizes resources, I see money and resources as our opportunity to make good on twice stolen wealth. Wealth that was first extracted and stolen from the land and the peoples who belong to that land, and then wealth and resources that are stolen again by being hoarded in bank accounts, in foundations, in donor advised funds, funds that are kept out of the public good and the people have no say over because of unjust tax systems. So money is a material tool that we have as movements and that we can wield to reflect our values. We can extricate that from systems of death and mobilize it towards systems of interdependence, systems of life. So what is our vision for the world we want to see? Does it include NISGUA? Does it include these internationalist relationships that have been built based on principles of solidarity and mutual aid? And so if so, I encourage everyone to donate from $1 to 1,000. Make a donation, and the links are in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the commitments happening in the chat. I just want to invite all of us, if you've ever relied on the hard-working, horizontally led teams of NISGUA to inform you, to organize you, to act as an extension of your solidarity with other peoples, click the link, make a donation. If you have received support from NISGUA and believe in collectively resourcing our struggles, make a donation. If you too believe in NISGUA's unique contribution and what is at stake for all of us, as we engage in the defense of historical memory, in the defense of Indigenous self-determination, in the defense of land, water, and life, make a donation. If you have a commitment in mind, a training, a mentorship, a memory, an experience, a campaign, a conversation, a delegation, if you want to shout out in the chat something that you've experienced as a result of this work, say it with me, y'all. Make a donation.
Make a donation.
Yeah. And you may have your own reasons for valuing this work. And please, I invite you to share that in the chat. I know we all hold people in our hearts that keep us committed to this work for the long haul, because it is a long struggle. I want to say that does anybody have an update for me on well, before we end, we'll have another update on the amount that we've gotten to, but I just want to close saying that the NISGUA does the most with every single penny that is donated in support of the work. And I mean, every single penny, most of which comes from you and me. We are the forces that drive this work, not grants, not foundations. And it is our collective belief in internationalism that powers this small and very mighty team and this huge internationalist, intergenerational, cross-territorial movement that is always working to stop systems of harm and death and to create a new world, always moving towards life. So let's, every single penny. Y'all in the chat are funny. I love this family. And anybody want to raise a hand and say if you've already donated, or you're about to donate. You could use your little reaction hand. You could come off mic. Buying a tote bag, that counts. Thank you for all the energy. Thank you for all the work and every grain of sand that every single one of you offers in this movement. And donate.
Wow, thank you everyone. I was going to say thank you, Bridget, but Bridget is just channeling the voice of what all of you are doing, who are really sharing of yourselves, of the resources that are collective to this planet. And so thank you. And to really continue grounding us, I want to introduce the next person.
I'm sorry, I continued in English, so let me switch. I'm going to now introduce another project, and this project is with Diego from the Mesa Tres Territorial. Oh, one moment, please. It's okay, we can be flexible while everybody continues making their donations. Gracias, Jose. Vamos a ver. Let's see the chat. I see lots of hands. I see Christy who donated, and Amanda. Incredible. Thank you. So here we go. I am an artist. I do textiles. Thank you, Susan. Yes, do continue. Continue donating while these technical problems are resolved. And your generosity is abundance, and the abundance of the work of Mesa Tres Territorial and all the work's been done. I am a textile and community journalist. I am in this organization, Manos Naticlan, and we work with 300 people approximately, with whom we do small actions that help fertilize our way of life and our own ways of understanding the cosmos and the universe.
La iniciativa que presentamos con NISGUA fue de hacer mural que surja desde las mismas personas en las comunidades, es decir, representar de manera gráfica las palabras y las jornadas de reflexión que se hacen desde las comunidades, ¿no? Esta iniciativa estuvo dividida en 4 fases. La primera fase es un acercamiento y negociación comunitaria con los grupos de base. Ya una segunda parte del proyecto fue precisamente en realizar 14 jornadas de reflexión con las mismas personas, con un poco más de 120 personas, de hablar básicamente con ellos cómo ha sido la resistencia del pueblo a través de su historia, ¿no? En medio de estas realidades de vidas que son impactadas por la modernidad de Occidente, ¿no? O en medio de estos tiempos tecnológicos también, ¿no? Por esta razón realizamos el mural que al final lo nombramos como Semillas de Resistencia, que que representa visualmente, ¿no? Cómo consideran ellos que las pequeñas acciones que hacen las personas de manera individual, familiar, han fortalecido y han mantenido la cosmovisión o cosmopercepción de las personas que se les ha transmitido de generación en generación, ¿no? Y nuestra experiencia en la mesa transterritorial ha sido una experiencia enriquecedora. Nos ha generado un ambiente recíproco, ¿no? De las diferentes luchas que hacemos en nuestras comunidades, en nuestros territorios, con otros hermanos y hermanas, ¿no? Entonces, este ha sido un proceso bastante fuerte, bastante armonioso, donde se ha respetado las diferentes opiniones y luchas que hemos tenido cada uno, pero principalmente creo que este espacio ha fortalecido las luchas que hemos tenido cada uno, lo que estamos haciendo desde nuestros territorios. Gracias a NISGUA por habernos permitido fortalecer y poner en común nuestras fuerzas, nuestra energía con todas y todas.
Y no se vayan, que viene un segundo video de Diego también.
El mural está dividido en 4 partes. Una primera parte es la figura de un hombre que está trabajando o sembrando, pero para las personas lo que está sembrando la persona es onslaught, ¿no? Que es sabiduría, como esta sabiduría que ha venido de las abuelas y abuelos se ha traspasado de manera generacional. Una segunda parte es la figura de una mujer. Las mujeres tienen un papel muy importante y fundamental o han mantenido resguardar y proteger todos estos conocimientos y que lo transmiten a sus hijos, ¿no? A sus nietos o a los niños que están cerca de ellos. Y en el centro del mural aparece la figura de un bebé que está floreciendo, ¿no? Que está germinando. Tiene mucha relación con la primera parte del mural, ¿no? Que es el Señor que está sembrando vida. Y ya en la parte superior, en el centro del mural, aparecen 2 manos, ¿no? Que tienen agua y que están regando esa vida, que están alimentando esa vida. Una última parte del mural que aparecen 3 aves que están volando, tienen 2 significados. Una primera es, y Santiago Atitlán es conocido en el idioma maya como Tzkinhaj, que traducido al español sería casa de pájaros. Entonces, esto hace referencia que estamos en un territorio donde cohabitan personas con una diversidad de vida, ¿no? Con una diversidad de otros seres que comparten un mismo territorio y comparten la realidad donde están habitando, ¿no? Donde están viviendo. Pero también las aves son básicamente 3, pero representan el tiempo. La primera ave que está a la izquierda representa que es el pasado que va volando en dirección contraria donde está floreciendo la vida. Y aparece otra ave que se está alimentando del florecimiento de esa vida, ¿no? Entonces eso representa el presente. Y existe otra ave que viene volando ya cercano al florecimiento de la vida. Para las mujeres lo que ellos indican es la forma cíclica que se representa la vida en el territorio, ¿no? Que está el pasado, el presente y el futuro. Pero también la ave o el pájaro que está representando el pasado
is closed. From this way, we integrate the cycle and the time and the territory what we call habitat. That parting from nature, we obtain wisdom. We also, as people, and this is why we begin planting and caring between all of us. Thank you so much for.
Thank you very much to Diego
I'm without
for
words.
that. I'm speechless. What a
Of
beautiful
circle.
process. The whole not just
We can
the
say it's a
mural.
whole
I could tell it was
process, a
a
collective
whole
process.
collective process.
And we
And
have
we have Diego
here
here to
able to
answer
answer
any
any
of your
questions,
questions and to be
to be
able
able
to
to
dialogue with you.
dialogue with y'all.
We have,
We have
same
some
as before,
minutes.
about 5 to 6 minutes, 3 or 4 questions, depending on how
I'm
long
gonna
the
pass
answers
it.
might be. But
Somebody wants to
if
share.
someone has a question, go ahead and add your questions
You can
on the
put your
chat
questions in
or
the
lift your
chat. Thank you
hand.
so
And thank you very
much.
much for sharing, Diego. Well, the questions come. It's been a
It's been an
whole
honor
honor to be here and participate and work with
to
everyone,
be around all
all
the
the people
folks that
who make this
can
work
make this
possible. And the work
possible.
we did here in Tiklang is historic because in
In the
the
process
process
of
of
investigation and
research and
documentation,
documenting what we wanted to do, we
we
found
were
a
able to find this
wonderful
work.
job that this organization did. Did in this
I found
territory with
documents,
the military and the demands and protests of
and this has
this
been an honor.
peoples. And it has been an
This
honor.
is
And the same
action
action is that's being
of the same
reflected here.
this
The
small action
small
of resistance.
actions of resistance, like they said,
Only
only
our
our
presence
presence
and
and
our
our
existence
existence
is
alone is
resistance
resistance of this globalized
and
world,
the challenge that we have
and the
is
rest
to
is
maintain this
so
action,
we can
maintain
maintain
all
all
these
those
parts.
actions going.
And I think
And
this
it
is all
has a lot to
related.
do with the invitation that Frank has made
I'm
to
not sure
you
what the name of the folks that shared.
and the person previous to him. The donation
With the
is
donation,
also
that action
an
of
action of
resistance
resistance
that
that
makes it
helped
to flourishing in
flourish many,
another
many
territory,
territories,
as well
not
as the
only the
experience
experience
of
of
the
Mesa 3
mesa, the mesa literal.
trans-territorial.
And
And
so
I am willing with all the honor
I am ready
to
to
answer any
share
questions you might have.
any doubts that y'all might have. Thank you so much, Diego. I think
Thank
we
you
have
very
some
much,
questions.
Diego. We have a few
First,
questions. The first
Elisa
question
asked,
is if you
if you
could
could
share with
tell
us
what part
what
of Guatemala
part
you're
of
from.
Guatemala is that territory you mentioned, and where is it located in case someone's nearby and wants to come visit the mural. Santiago is in the regional 6, the southwest of Guatemala, about 190 kilometers from Guatemala City, about 4 hours. So it's relatively close. And we are right next to the shoreline of a lake that's beautiful. And it gives us a huge responsibility to protect it. And this mural is located in the space where women are have meetings, that it's the space that is used as a space to heal and have cohorts to share in family. It's a center for women to have community meetings, and it's open to all the people who want to appreciate it and want to visit, and we can coordinate and we can make sure that those dates you want to visit are available, and you can be and we can host. I also have a question, more in addition to the questions on the chat. First, the questions on the chat. Do you know if there are any farmers and people who work agriculture that have been affected by climate change in this area? Yes, this is very complex, and it has definitely been really affected. We are seeing a lot of changes in nature. Last night, it was raining here, which is like a historic, because it happened like 70 or 80 years ago that it rained like this, but farmers are saying that it's a surprise, that it's not normal that it would rain in this season. And so that's one of the ways that it's affected. And secondly, a different way climate change is affecting is how big corporations that cultivate, they want to use all the water from the lake for their big industrial agricultural endeavors, for sugar, and they're leaving the local farmers without water rights. And this dynamic is um, complex, and how climate change is caused by these huge corporations are directly affecting the crops of people here. And they're introducing genetically modified seeds, telling the farmers, look, these seeds are more resistant to places with heat. They don't need so much irrigation or care. And that too is really affecting the work of local farmers. Thank you, Diego. There's a comment that's beautiful here. Diego, what a beautiful mural. I really enjoyed your interpretation of the time with past, present, future. When I was little, I used to help my grandfather to plant corn and remember that relationship with earth. We're one, the earth and us, we're survivors. Beautiful. Another question, since there isn't another one on the chat. How did you decide as a collective to come to art as a way of expression? Why art, even though there's so many ways of healing? It's a way to see our peoples in our town territories. One of our skills is visual art through textiles and our clothing. And lately in these times, in modern times, the noise from the world is displacing, is taking away how we look at ourselves and what we do. It's a distraction. So the group of women who we work with, they said it's necessary to count with visual art, that we can be reminded that we're going in the right direction, that we have this knowledge, that we need to fight for it and resist and practice. And that's how we came about with the mural, to be able to identify this moment so people can see the words that they said in meetings, and it's now being represented in a mural. So there's a dynamic that comes about with this interaction with the people in the mural through words and how they feel. Incredible. Thank you very much, Diego. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this a lot, as well as all the other participants and everyone here with us. So thank you so much, Diego. Thank you all. And with that, we are going to continue with one last project in this round that we will be presenting tonight. And it's the project of the Guatemala con Rebeca Lane collective, and they both worked this project. And so thank you very much. And here's their video.
El secreto de mi cuerpo se refleja en la arena, en la luna y las estrellas. Al caminar con ellas me descubro como soy. No hay nadie como yo. Reconozco mis ciclos y mi corazón. El secreto de mi cuerpo se refleja en la arena, en la luna y las estrellas. Al caminar con ellas me descubro como soy. No hay nadie como yo. Reconozco mis ciclos y mi corazón. Soy libre de expresar cada movimiento al caminar, que soy mujer virtuosa con mucha habilidad. Represento dignidad y respeto a las demás, con confianza y libertad al conversar. Parece que ser mujer es una condena. Quiero salir sin recibir miradas obscenas. No juzgues mi sentir, tú no sabes sobre mí. Yo vengo aquí a enseñarte mi vivir. El secreto de mi cuerpo se refleja en la arena, en la luna y las estrellas. Al caminar con ellas me descubro como soy. No hay nadie como yo. Reconozco mis ciclos y mi corazón. El secreto de mi cuerpo se refleja en la arena, en la luna y las estrellas. Al caminar con ellas me descubro como soy. No hay nadie como yo. Reconozco mis ciclos y mi corazón. Nacimos y crecimos en el país más cabrón. Represento a las latinas con mi música y mi flow. Mi rima la llevo para todo el mundo con amor. Estoy tan feliz de lo que yo soy. Nuestra rima es combativa, no la vas a callar. Que si me pongo delante ya no vas a empujar. Estás sola, compañera, no te va a pasar nada. Mirada al frente y cabeza levantada. Sentirnos libres al hablar, no hay nada que ocultar, porque esto es normal a la hora de expresar. Soy como una flor, libre en el valle. No hay nadie que me calle, ni a mí ni a nadie. El secreto de mi cuerpo se refleja en la arena, en la luna y las estrellas. Al caminar con ellas me descubro como soy. No hay nadie como yo. Reconozco mis siglos y mi corazón. El secreto de mi cuerpo se refleja en la arena, en la luna y las estrellas. Al caminar con ellas me descubro como soy. No hay nadie como yo. Reconozco mis siglos y mi corazón.
Sabemos que es el grupo más vulnerable de todos los países, ¿verdad? Y lo que se trata es de que ellas sean niñas, adolescentes o mujeres empoderadas, que tengan una libre libertad de expresión, que ellas puedan decidir sobre su vida, sobre su cuerpo, lo que decidan o no, que sean ellas las propietarias, las que digan sí o no a los deseos que ellas puedan llegar a tener, ¿verdad? No les queremos limitar, sino que ellas aprendan y que ellas se puedan valer por sus propios medios, que sean mujeres autónomas e independientes.
Guatemala Menstruante es una colectiva feminista que empezó en el 2012, tenemos 10 años de trabajar y lo que buscamos es colaborar a las condiciones para que todas las personas menstruantes puedan menstruar en dignidad. Estuvimos esta semana haciendo unos talleres sobre el ciclo menstrual, las fases del ciclo menstrual, qué es lo que pasa dentro de nuestro cuerpo, empoderarnos un poco sobre lo que está pasando dentro de nuestro cuerpo y conocer otras alternativas para gestionar nuestra sangre menstrual. Me gustó muchísimo que las niñas como rompieran el hielo y pudieran empoderarse de su cuerpo, ¿verdad? Y decir, bueno, esto es normal, nunca me había sentido cómoda de hablar del tema. Creo que también aprendo muchísimo de cuáles son las dudas que tienen ellas para nosotros también mejorar nuestro trabajo. Yo estuve facilitando talleres de rap que los fuimos mezclando con los talleres que da Guatemala Menstruante para combinar con las niñas este poder, digamos, de ver hacia su cuerpo, de conocer su cuerpo y sus procesos, y a la vez encontrar una herramienta a través de la cual puedan expresarse. Sabes que el rap y el hip hop es algo que es muy cercano acá en estos barrios, en la juventud, en Guatemala, así que estuvo muy bonito porque además de hablar acerca de su cuerpo y conocer cosas del cuerpo que no conocían, también aprendieron una nueva herramienta y crearon una canción que fue la que ustedes escucharon a partir de esa propia experiencia de reflexionar sobre ellas mismas.
Me gustó mucho porque hablamos de la menstruación y cada una de nuestras compañeras nos pudimos expresar sobre qué era eso, y algunas que no sabían qué era tuvieron más información sobre ello. Y en el rap pues me gustó mucho porque yo no era de las personas que hacía de eso o cantaba eso, ¿no? Sino que ahorita que lo aprendí pues me gustó mucho y pues quisiera seguir aprendiendo más, y con el video que grabamos ahorita pues me siento bien aprendiendo el rap y mucho más.
Pues, o sea, al principio me sentí nerviosa porque, o sea, como que dije, ¿será que voy a aprender más? Y aprendí demasiadas cosas. En el rap me fue así como que estresante porque así digo, ¿qué hago? ¿Será que le va a gustar a ella o no? Entonces fue como que, bueno, hay que intentarlo. No arriesgo nada con intentarlo. Entonces fue así como que bien emotivo, y en los talleres pues aprendí muchas cosas. Creo que no soy la única que aprendí cosas, sino que fueron demás compañeros.
Siento que sí sería como expandirles un poquito más sobre sí mismos, sobre las demás personas, tener como un poquito de empatía de que hay cuerpos diferentes, mentalidades diferentes, y aprender bastante y pues llevarlo así de que a sus casas, porque en la casa es donde más pues hay un poquito la mente más cerrada por las abuelitas que fueron creadas de diferente manera, las mamás. Entonces ya los cursos, talleres y todo eso pues me parece para que se conozcan.
Make noise in person together and feel this energy, because I think we all feel this. What an incredible thing. And to continue with this, if you have any questions or feel a certain way, add it on the chat. And we have the first question. Adriana, welcome. We have Adriana here, who we saw in the video, and she is with us to answer your questions. We have about 5 to 6 minutes. There's so many beautiful things people are adding. Let me find that first question. Was it a collective process to write this song? It was a collective process. Hi, my name is Adriana de Guatemala Menstruante. It was collective. There was a process of the girls. They were in groups and they discussed what they wanted to add in the song. Those are those girls' voices that in the workshop that we created a curriculum for, and it's beautiful. It was beautiful to hear the girls' voices. That was the best part of it all. Incredible. Thank you so much, Adriana. Any other questions you might have? Raise your hand or add it to the comments in the chat. Thank you so much for your comments. For us was a super enriching project to hear them. It was mutually enriching. They enriched themselves from us and we from them. Incredible. Thank you. Claire asks, for you, how is the connection between menstruation and the defense of territories? For me and for the collective, we've always said that our bodies, or the body, is a territory. That's where our fight initiates from the personal aspect. And the connection is the way we see this process. What we were looking for was that these girls would become empowered about their bodies and have more information about what happens in their bodies throughout menstruation, and from there for them to decide what they wish. And that's where the fight starts, from personal to collective, because at the end it became collective. Because when we speak about menstruation with others, it opens this portal and this door between others about other menstruating people. Thank you, Adriana, for this question. Incredible. I love it. Do you have plans to bring this workshop to other communities? Yes, we have two plans. We want to find another group that is interested in replicating this process, but we also have this necessity to work with these girls' mothers and with these girls' immediate caregivers, because they're depending of other people, and other people also need the information to create dignifying conditions for these girls. So two plans: to work with the mothers of the girls we worked with, and to have another group replicate this. Any other questions? We have time for one more question. And otherwise, I think it's a good space to start concluding. Oh, we do have one more question. Let's do it. Thank you, Maida. Thank you, Magda. How do you achieve that the girls participate in the program? Literally, it's a mix between art and menstruation. There isn't very much information about menstruation. And so when we have info, they become interested. And also we integrate sexual education, and because there's a hook there, because when we mix it with the art, the girls arrive to us because they're interested in learning. And because the dynamics that we have in that is a hook for them to continue the program. Thank you very much, Adriana. Yes, Magda says, fantastic, continue. And this is that feeling, that collective feeling of this whole group for you all and for all these incredible projects. And with this, we're going to start closing. Time has passed by super quick. It's super incredible to be here with all of you all. And the Mesa 3 Trans-Territorial is super important to be in these processes, because all of you is what make NISGUA. This is NISGUA is a network. It's a red It's a solidarity network with the people of Guatemala. Here we are. Here's the network, and I am absolutely thankful for you all for being in this space. And I want to recognize two people very specific who are Eric and Erika, who work for Lush. That was the organization that permitted logistics for this. And I want to say that a lot of people here donated since from August, September, October, when we were fundraising to continue this project. And there are so many people that did send donations that made it possible for us to get to this point. And I am telling you, each donation, every single donation is valuable, even small ones, because as it was said, small donations are powerful too. And I am thankful for all your donations throughout the year. And we are at $6,400 just tonight. We've raised that. And so we invite you to continue so we can reach our $8,000 goal. Particularly, we ask the folks who are in the Northern Hemisphere, as Bridget said, to fertilize the connection. NISGUA is transferring those funds directly to the fight. It's not for us to hoard our money, it's to fortify the fight. And I'd like to thank Berta and Mercy, the tech team. And they have been here with us to make sure that everything could go well. They helped edit videos, the slideshows, send invitations for the Zoom meeting, all the things behind the scenes that we don't see in this virtual world. All these things happened with her help, so their help. So thank you so much. And also thank you to the interpreters, because language justice is the first step to be able to build trans-territorial communications and relationships. So thank you so much for helping the language justice team, for helping translate, and because this also helps disability justice, a way to tie these fights. And also thank you to all the hosts and hostesses. It's been beautiful. All the presenters, thank you so much. I hope that everyone can leave with energy and joy. And thank you very much to all the participants for the revolutionary love that you can feel here. And we're continuing to be in revolutionary moments. We're here transforming the world, donation, one relationship at a time, one donation at a time. So to close, we will add on the chat all the social media for all the presenters who were here with us tonight. And I am noticing that more donations are coming in, so thank you so much. And I'd like to invite you one more time before we go. We're going to have a group picture. I ask for your consent. If you'd like to participate, please appear on camera. And we do understand that not everyone is going to want to be in a picture, but if it's okay, we're going to count until 10. And Berta, if you'd like to take a picture, prepare yourself. I think it's many of us on the screen, so we're going to smile 3 times. There's one smile, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do this again. Second smile. And third smile, third pose. On the third page, 1, 2, 3. Set. So to close, I'm going to invite you all to take your mute off and let's all hear those happy, joyful states. I invite you to take the mute off so we can say bye and applaud to you all. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Care, everyone.
Until next time. Thank you.
Gracias.
Well done. Thanks, everyone.
Night. Thank you.
You guys rock. Woohoo!
Bye.